What's going on, guys? My name is Ishan, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Nanox's massive move today, up 26% today, in fact up another 1% after hours. So this stock went absolutely parabolic today. I've been calling it for a while now. In fact, a month ago I said it would 10x and to buy it as soon as possible, and I'm definitely enjoying the $730 profit on my 50 shares so far. I wish I loaded up more, but you know what? It is what it is. And we had a huge day today after there were some rumors that Ark could potentially be investing in the company. So in today's video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about that, if it's actually happening, and all the details that you need to know. So make sure to stick around till the end of the video because you do not want to be missing anything. Without further ado, make sure to drop a quick sub and let's get to it. So this site has been shared everywhere on StockTwits. It's speculative.com, and basically it says that according to them that Nano-X Imaging will be added to the Ark Israeli Innovation Index starting on the 22nd of January, which is actually tomorrow. So that's getting a lot of investors thinking that Ark is going to start buying this stock. So I'm sure the majority of you haven't heard of this, but Ark actually does have an Israeli Innovation ETF that basically aims to track the price movement of Israeli companies whose main business operations are basically disruptive and innovative companies. We've seen them investing in companies like Nano, which is another Israeli company that's been doing really good, and so this is what this ETF tries to track. And in fact, it even has a stock ticker symbol IZRL, and overall it's been doing pretty well. And some of the companies that are included in this are some pretty big Israeli companies like Fiverr. Nice is another huge company that I've talked about on my channel, and even Wix.com. But now let's talk about what this really means. Will Ark really be buying Nano-X stock? Well, let's take a closer look at what exactly the ETF does, because this is not very clear. So let's take a look at the actual perspective of their Ark ETF. So their Ark Israeli ETF fund normally invests at least 80% of its total assets in securities that are included in the fund's benchmark index. So if we go back to this, we can see that it says ordinary index reweighting in the Ark Israeli Innovation Index. So it's their index fund, not their ETF. And if we do take a look at this Ark Israeli Innovation Index by Speculative as well, who is actually Ark's partner in distributing all this information, as we see right over here, we can go down and actually see the index composition and how all these different stocks that they have in their ETF are actually following the index composition. So we can see One Software Technologies right over here at number 1, and if we go to their ETF, we can see that One Software is right over here at number 8. So it's not exactly properly in the proportions that they try to track. As Ark even says, they try to approximate the approach. But here's where things get interesting, and this is what you need to know. The fund is using an indexing investment approach to approximate the investment performance of the index by investing in a portfolio of securities that generally replicates the index. So basically all the stocks over here, all these stocks make up a fund, and Ark's Innovation ETF aims to track the performance and price movement of this very fund. So from my understanding, it really does seem like they will eventually end up purchasing Nanox stock, because basically what they do is they have an index fund made of a bunch of companies, and their Ark Innovation ETF, their Israeli ETF, they buy shares of those very companies in approximately the same proportions and actually invest in those companies so that they can aim to track the price movement of that fund. And so it's yet to be determined how much of that fund Nanox will make up of, because as we can see, many big companies, even like Wix, make up a very small position of the actual fund. And so it seems like Ark will be buying shares of Nanox. How much? That is a question yet to still be answered, but from what they've said about how their fund operates, the Ark Israeli Innovation Index is made up of stocks that are changing the game, Israeli companies that are changing the game. And essentially what Ark's ETF will do is that they will buy shares of those companies that are in that fund according to the same proportions and try to match the performance. And so you can best believe that Ark is planning to buy Nanox stock, and it kind of makes sense why the stock soared today as people begin catching on. I've been advocating for this. In fact, even in my last video, I said that Ark could potentially buy Nanox stock because of how disruptive it is. So make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know down below what you guys think about this. This is absolutely huge news for Nanox, whose FDA approval is right around the corner as well. I know this has been a super controversial stock. Many many people saying their technology doesn't even work. But if Ark is adding it to their innovation index, it probably means that they plan to buy the stock as well, which by itself is going to cause the stock to soar, but also tells me that Ark believes in the company, that they see that the company has actual potential and real technology that works. Otherwise, I don't see why they would even be adding it to their innovation index and ETF. So do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking off for now. Peace.